What's going on, guys? It's Rome Vegas back again with another video. So it's about that time. This is probably the most excited I've been to review a fragrance in probably my entire YouTube career. Man, I'm just gonna cut to the chase. You saw the title. We are talking about Boadicea the Victoria's Imperial. And spoiler, this might be my new favorite fragrance in my entire collection. So, most of you guys that have watched my YouTube channel, especially the guys that's been here since the beginning, know how much I love Boadicea the Victoria's. I'm not gonna get into the history behind why I fell in love with, if you know, or ask me the question and I'll answer it in a message somewhere. But as you can see, it is my favorite fragrance house. And now I just added to the collection Imperial. So here is the presentation to Imperial. This is the older presentation of Boadicea the Victoria's. They revamped their entire line, so the packaging doesn't look like this anymore. I guess this is one of the last stock they have. I know that they're gonna get rid of all of not only the old packaging, but the new old packaging, and then they're gonna start pumping out more of their regular fragrances in their existing line in a new box. I'll put a video up here so you can see what I'm talking about. But either way, here is what the fragrance looks like. And let's open it up. It's magnetic. And the fragrance sits in this velvet or silk like satin cushion case, just like that. And this right here is Imperial. Now, this is one of the fragrances that are in the classic line. I guess that's how you say it. Very traditional bottle. This is what most of the bottles look like when Boadicea started in 2007. But I still love everything about it. It's not the ones that have all the different colors, but it's the juice that counts. Silver shield in the front, matching shield on the top, and Boadicea the Victoria's Chariot and signature on the back. I'm not sure if they're gonna keep the signature, but I know that they changed the Chariot to the new infinity sign. But let's talk about this, what I consider to be the most refined fragrance I've ever smelled. Point blank, period. But we're gonna get into it. So in the top notes, what I get in this fragrance, I get this beautiful, elegant lavender note. And this lavender note is fresh. This fragrance starts off like that. It starts off with a really fresh, sweet vibe. Now, this freshness is met with a nice woody texture. And throughout the entire fragrance, you're gonna hear me talk about wood notes, because this fragrance has wood notes from the top all the way to the base of the fragrance. But they play a pivotal part in each section for a different reason. So, like I said, in the opening, you have this fresh fougere type lavender, but the lavender carries a sweetness behind it. There's also a birch wood. So this birch is a contrast, in my opinion, to the cleanliness, the freshness of a lavender note, right? But the birch is woody, but it also gives off to me a suede-like feeling. There is a little bit of earthiness that comes with the birch, but it's soft. It's not very like in your face. But when I tell you the lavender is where it's at, for those who like those fougere fragrances, but add a little bit of a sweet texture to it, that's what you're gonna get in the opening. And once again, for the newcomers, I'm gonna tell you what I get in the fragrance when notes come out to me, what stands out to me. Of course, I'll break down the entire list. I'll probably put the note pyramid up here somewhere. But for now, I'm just letting you know what I smell, because what I smell is what's important to me, right? And I want to relay this message to you guys so you won't think that I'm just going off the cuff, picking out notes from left to right. No, this is what I smell. So, like I said earlier, refine, right? I mean refine because for a fragrance to blend notes, especially in the opening, because what they want to do is capture your attention. So things usually are boom, bow, in your face, right? This does not do that. It's very smooth, it's very suave, and the refinedness of the smell, blending these notes make it smell really attractive. So there is also in the opening redwood, there's also angelica, but I don't get those notes. The two dominant notes, like I said, are birch and lavender. But what I do get next is a bunch of floral notes. And these floral notes range from a beautiful rose to freesia, all the way to jasmine. But what really stands out to me is this bright, fresh, sweet rose. The freesia and the jasmine have a delicate vibe to it. The rose and that lavender, those two are match made in heaven to me, because you're adding something a little bit more playful. You're adding a little bit more of a softer tone to the fragrance, because in the opening, if you know lavender, lavender is going to wake you up. But this, oh man, this is so graceful. There's no effort to how this fragrance comes off on my skin. There is such a prestigious kind of vibe that comes through when I wear this fragrance. When I was putting this on, you guys saw the reaction of me and my wife when we did the first impression. I was like, how in the world did I miss this fragrance? How did I not know that this was this good? I thought that I've smelled every single fragrance that Boadicea had available, well, at least in the US. Of course, I get some of the fragrances from overseas too, and some of the exclusive, but this just went under the radar for me. But to have such a legendary nose behind this fragrance like Christian Provenzano, I would have thought that, oh, okay, that's in his catalog, I'm definitely gonna smell it. Hey, you win some, you lose some. Now I'm winning because I got the fragrance. If I didn't mention, this fragrance was released in 2017. So it wasn't super long ago, but it was a minute. Also, did I mention the price of this fragrance? I don't think I did. This fragrance is $375, which isn't cheap. But compared to some of the other Boadicea fragrances, they have $600, $700, up to $1,200. This, in my opinion, is a bargain. And truth be told, other offerings from other brands in the same price point cannot compare to the quality of this fragrance. If they had priced this fragrance at $500 or $600, I would still get this fragrance in my collection. Absolutely fantastic. But let's get back to the note breakdown. So like I said, those white florals, that fresh, bright, sweet rose is definitely going to give you a little bit of a greenness. It's going to add a little bit of that soil kind of feel, but definitely floral, definitely slightly graceful, like I said, and elegant. But that doesn't stay very long, because now we're going to start introducing these wood notes. Now these wood notes take this fragrance from being the suave, graceful, refined gentleman to more of the confident, more of the GQ gentleman. And this is where you're introducing this agarwood note, and also you're going to be introduced to gaiac wood and leather. So don't run for the hills because I said oud or agarwood. The way they blended it, like I mentioned earlier, there is nothing that's going to stand out and say, here. The resinous vibe that's coming from the egglewood, combined with that really heavy bark like gaiac wood. There's a slight kind of resinous, pungent smell that comes, but it's soft. But what really captured me was this really smooth leather. The leather is leather jacket, leather belt, leather boots, all in one. Now, you might be thinking, Rome, you just went from fresh, you just went from clean to floral, and now you're saying resinous and leathery. Yes, refined. There's layers to it. But when I say, and trust me when I tell you, come closer, it is beautiful. Absolutely stunning. And might I add, that sweetness that I was talking about in the opening stays the entire length and life of this fragrance. Every bit. But man, I don't think that I'm going to be able to display how much this fragrance has won me over. But I'm gonna try. So the leather starts off like a new leather. That resinous egglewood kind of tags along just behind the leather, where you're gonna get a little bit of resinous vibe. You're gonna have a little bit of an ambery, sappy vibe. The sweetness kind of comes around the leather and the egglewood. The gaiac wood, there for a little bit, but it doesn't stay with that bark pungent like smell to me. I don't really get that. Now, we're about an hour and a half into this fragrance. And this, to me, this is by far the best part, the best experience I've had with this fragrance, because the rose, the lavender, they stay there. They're about 50% in the fragrance right now. What I get is now oud, leather, rose, and patchouli. Now this patchouli has a beautiful earthiness to it. It also lends a little bit of that, I don't want to convey it like everything's super sweet. It's not. It's a soft sweetness, but if you ever smell patchouli, it has a sweetness to it. It's just always more on the earthier side, right? But this is where it's at for me. If you like patchouli, you're gonna love this. If you love patchouli, it's a wrap. You're gonna fall head over heels for this. The lavender I mentioned earlier, there's a cypriol oil that's in the base of this fragrance, right? With hints of the patchouli, right? The patchouli is still probably, at this point, the most dominant part of the base of the fragrance, right? But the cypriol oil mixed with the lavender, to me, makes it smell like there's a cypress note in this. And the cypress note brings back that fougere vibe. The fougere cleanliness, the sweetness that comes from the lavender, the bright sweetness that's coming from the rose, adding on to that leathery texture, and now bringing this, you just got up from the barber and he hit you with the aftershave kind of feel, a sweet aftershave. My guys, tell me where you're finding a fragrance that's doing all that and still, like I said, staying refined, smooth, graceful, and balanced. I'll wait. Like I said, this fragrance is one of a kind. I'm so happy that I have it in my collection. The dry down is beautiful. The mid is spectacular. The opening is playful. It's exciting. It's everything that I've been looking for in a fragrance that would do something like my favorite or my former favorite fragrance in my collection, like Amor di Palazzo or what's the fragrance? It's another fragrance from Boadicea that I have is skipping my mind right now that at that point was my favorite fragrance from Boadicea. But this has taken the cake. I am so happy that I have it in my collection. Let's spray a little bit on the hand so you guys can see the sprayer and also the oil concentrate. Let's do that one more time. Spray is not that great, but the oil, yeah. That ain't go. Oh my goodness. That's what I'm talking about. That is what I'm talking about. Oh, there is something else in this that I cannot describe that is driving me crazy. Everything I mentioned, I'm in love with this, but there's something else in this. Oh, I did not mention the musk. Yes, the dry down. There's a nice musk in this also that makes it warm. There's a warmness to this fragrance also. So all those wood textures definitely add a warmness to it. But the leather in this musk, yeah, it captures it and keeps it there. Trust me, guys, this is a must-have. I hope, I pray that they make a supercharged version of this, because it's not beast mode. It's not. It's. I would say in the scale of 1 to 10, this is like a 7.5 in its projection. In its longevity, this is definitely 9.5 in longevity. This is 10 hours easy. I would say a good 5 to 7 hours, you're gonna smell this, the entire, nuance, every aspect, every facet of this fragrance you're going to smell for about 5 to 7 hours. But when you're talking about a quality fragrance, it's gonna get a little closer. But once it gets down to around that 7.5, 8 hour, 9 hour mark, it's there, it's mellow. 50, 60% of the time, you'll smell it coming across your skin. Whew. Fantastic. So what type of man is gonna like this fragrance? A sophisticated man. A man that is refined. A gentleman. Someone that is, the perfect person I can picture in my head is Deion Sanders. Every time I look at him, like, he is the type of person that in my younger years, in my 20s, I would say I would model myself after the type of character he is. And now the Christian man he is, I think that he's the type of person that if anybody wanted to model themselves after that persona of a gentleman, a man of Christ, someone with dignity and morals, that's the type of person I look at when I see this. I'm like, yeah, this is definitely that type of swag, that type of man that be rocking this. I'm that type of man that's gonna rock this because I feel like, I'm not the most sophisticated man in the world, but I hold myself in a certain standard of how I look, how I dress, how I smell, and how I act. And I think this fragrance will suit that type of man. Can you rock this in your 20s? Absolutely. Can you rock this in your 30s? Of course. But I think there's a certain type of gentleman that's gonna find the quality in this to be unmatched. Yeah. Go check it out. Boadicea Victorious Imperial. Yeah. I got mine. You go get yours. And if you guys are still not convinced on how good this fragrance is, I'm gonna let my wife tell you what she thinks now that I have a full bottle.
Well. I see you up here on the YouTube talking about my fragrance.
Oh, your fragrance?
Yes.
Well, I want you to tell the guys what you think about it.
No, let me sit there. Y'all know I'm incredibly honest, and I was talking to your friend here about this fragrance, and I said, kudos to Boadicea, because I have never been enamored with any fragrance up until this point the way that I am with this. This is let me
We're gonna spray it for you so you can smell it. I'm gonna spray it on
my fragrance, right? We're gonna spray my
it's
I
okay.
need you to get
Okay, it's your fragrance.
Yes,
Yeah.
and then
Okay.
let the people know.
Okay.
Yeah, no. Oh my gosh. This is oh my goodness. Oh, but it's just the way that it's concocted, the way that it's enveloped together, the way that it's just the lavender, I do smell that, is amazing. Now I'm not, me and Rose don't go together real bad, but she in here, so I can't discount her and shun her, but she's not at the forefront for me, so that works for me. I don't know what you might smell, but lavender.
But
and the what's the other one? It's a wood that you said is in there.
It's sandalwood.
Sandalwood. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you wanted to talk back?
No. I just wanted to let them know that you understand that I'm not the only one.
Yes.
If you don't want to take my advice, you don't want to take my recommendation.
Yes. Yes. I don't even want him holding it. Just
listen to the lady. All right, guys. All right, give me this back. It's okay. Thank you.
It's okay if you want to smell like it.
Oh my goodness. All right, guys. So thank you for participating in the video. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm going to link down below where you can get this fragrance. All right, guys, before we go, I wanted to say this video was sponsored by Scentsy. Scentsy is a world-renowned scent warmer company that produces some of the best made scent warmers in the world. They have seasonal, they have holiday, and they have regular warmers that are fantastic. They even have candle wax, scented candle wax that goes into the warmers that will make your house smell superb. I'm gonna link down below where you can go and check these warmers out. I'll also put a link up here, but I want you guys to take advantage of this because it is fantastic. All right. With that out of the way, I want to say thank you to my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Thank you for another wonderful day. Thank you for allowing me to speak to my fellow fragrance heads. I love doing this, and without you, none of this would be possible. All glory goes to you. You know how you pray for things and you hope and pray that they come to fruition? I have to say, I pray for my kids all the time. And that's one thing I stress to you guys watching. Pray for your kids. Pray for their safety. Pray for their want and their hunger to know about God. And be kind to them. Like, be kind to your kids. As men, I know sometimes we want to be hard on our kids. We want to be stern on our kids because we know this world is rough and this world isn't kind. It isn't, gentle, and we want to make sure they're prepared. But as fathers, we got to be a little bit more kind of reserved in how we approach our children because we don't want them to turn away from us. And sometimes I can be a little harsh and be harder on my kids because I want them to do the right thing. I'm always telling my kids, hey, read the Bible. I don't care if you read scripture. I don't care if you read a passage. I don't care if you read just one page. If you read one chapter, I want you to get the daily bread so you can have some knowledge and have a relationship with God. And a lot of times that don't come off as pleasant as it might sound right now. And thankful that I have a wife that can see when I can't see. Hey, babe, next time approach them with a little bit more grace and love. Reading also allowed me to do that. And by the grace of God, just a few days ago, after telling my kids and reminding them, read the Bible, my youngest son is in his room online with his friends, 5th grade friends, and they're in there reading Revelations. Like, no one told him to do this. I almost fell out of my chair. So I say that to say this. They are listening. They do obey. We just got to give them grace and give them time. And they're going to want to. God's going to put that spirit into them to want to learn more about him. We just gotta keep feeding it to them, but do it with love and kindness. So I'm working on it. You guys pray for me. I'll pray for you. All right. I love you guys, and I always will. I'll check you guys out in the next video. Until next time, like I always say, it's okay if you want to smell like Rome. God bless in Jesus' name. Peace.